Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry.
Hi, I'm Patricia. Before recorded history, humans knew singing as a deep source of power. Power to change, power to heal, power to be present with what is. Right here, right now, we are remembering the ancient gift of song, using modern tech to help us tap into resilience and capacity in chaotic, difficult times. Welcome to the 245th episode of A Breath of Song. I'm so glad you chose to do this today, which is extra special because Jordan Mudd is joining us for a songwriter conversation. Hi, Jordan. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
We are here to find more ways to sing songs that help us heal, adapt, grow. Each of our voices is exactly what's needed for this right now. I'm coming to you straight from my home in what is now called Burlington, Vermont, on the unceded homelands of the Abenaki people, on sand plains between the Winooski River and Lake Champlain. Jordan, you want to tell us where you're calling from?
I am calling from Jamaica Plain, neighborhood in Boston, Massachusetts. I have the blessed fortune of being very close by both Jamaica Pond and the Arnold Arboretum, one of the largest parks in Boston. It's a beautiful place to be. And this is, the traditional lands of the Massachusetts people are very close by traditional lands of the Nipmuc and the Wampanoag as well.
Fabulous. All of our voices, wherever we are turning up just as they are. And no matter what, we can feel the connection to our breath, vibration in our body. Let's find how good it can feel to sing. Last week, I shared Jordan's song, I Am Listening. Today, Jordan will be teaching us Glimmer in My Eye. We'll learn it slowly so it can settle inside you. You can begin to trust it as a resource, let it move you into a state of flow. Then we get to enjoy a conversation with Jordan, and we'll close out with the song again at the end. You'll always be able to find this episode with full show notes, extensive show notes, and artwork in the Library of Songs at abreathofsong.com. So let's start with a good yawn stretch. Maybe rolling your shoulders a bit or loosening your back. Whatever feels good, find what needs a little more space. What wants to be long. What needs to be curved. What allows your body to release a little, just a little more. And on your next in-breath, let's allow it to release out with sound. And again. And one more, all the way up and down your slippery spine. Jordan, I'll turn it over to you to share the song.
Thank you. This song is called Glimmer in My Eye. It is a blessing song for children and generations yet to come. And the words I'll just speak first. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, may your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams. But it sounds like this. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, may your life be far beyond my own wild wildest dreams. This song was caught specifically for a ritual that I have co-led for the past 3 years with a good friend of mine, Emma Thomas Mitchell. The ritual is called Singing to Generations Past and Future. And the title is pretty self-explanatory. It is a ritual that uses song as a way to connect to those who came before us and those who are yet to come, and to root us in the present moment and ask, what are we being called to do now to be more whole, more alive, more free, not just for ourselves, but in service of those yet to come. And knowing that like the work that we do in this lifetime has ripple effects, both forwards and backwards in time. We were looking for a song that could really kind of call in and invoke just the energy and spirit of those souls who aren't yet here on this earth. We were trying to figure out, like looking around for different songs and like not finding it. And generally, as happens for me, I'm like, all right, well, I guess it just has to be caught. I guess it's time for a song to come through. And this is actually kind of a companion song to another song that I caught and wrote for this ritual. This song is I Want to Be Free, a song to connect with those before us, to connect with ancestors. And there's a line in that song that's, I was just a glimmer in your eye. I was only in your wildest dreams. I was just a seed that you carried. Now I've grown into a tree. Yeah, that song was a way of really kind of just like coming from this feeling of awe at the just like miraculous nature of our existence, like the near impossibility of me being alive in this place and time, all the decisions that had to get made by so many people before me that led to my being at this moment. And knowing that, feeling into the sense and possibility that like those who came before me that did not know me in this lifetime, like perhaps they prayed for me, perhaps they dreamed of me. And perhaps, especially that line, like only in your wildest dreams, like being in reverence to this time that we get to live in, which is, such a complicated time in human existence, as I see it, and also one in which I have the great privilege of having so much access to knowledge and resources and wisdom and community that allows me to, I think, access like a kind of freedom and embodiment that I think would be hard for some of my ancestors to even imagine as possible. And so that, that's part of where that line comes from. And then now putting myself, as we're now moving into, okay, what kind of song could come through to connect us to the future ones, being like, okay, well, what if I put myself in that place of thinking 3 or 4 generations down the line, what seeds am I planting now, and what fruit will be blossoming and coming to be born then, and how can I... There's like a sense of awe of like what's even possible beyond my wildest dreams of the lives that can be lived.
So I can't wait to sing it again, because I love that now I will be feeling threads back and forward, like somebody's singing it to me as well as me singing it to somebody else. I love that sense.
Well, shall I teach it line by line?
Yeah, please.
Okay, here we go. So just repeat after me. Glimmer in my eye.
Glimmer in my eye.
Seed that I carry.
Seed that I carry.
Many blessings for the day.
Many blessings for the day
That you come to be.
That you come to be.
And then in the second part, the beginning is similar, and the only line that's different is the last line. So I'll put the first two parts together, so like this. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry. Your turn.
Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry.
May your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams.
May your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams.
2, 3, 4. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry. Many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry. May your life be far beyond my own wildest dream.
I like it. And so what do we do next?
Yeah, I mean, this is really, I'm really glad to have this opportunity because I've only ever shared this song in this specific ritual context. So I've actually only heard it sung with a group of people like twice. And as I wrote it, I wanted to write it to be compatible as a round, and that's how we have sung it. So the song can be sung in a 4-part round. It can even be sung in a 7-part round if you really want to. I haven't yet had a group big enough to do that with. But what I like and love and invite in singing this as a round is each round thinking as one generation forward. Right? The first round is the generation yet to be, second round grandchildren, third round great grandchildren, et cetera, and really importantly, in this ritual, we really name and hold that as we're singing this song, like, we don't need to be limiting ourselves to thinking about like biological children or biological generations. Like when we're talking about seeds that we're carrying, this can be just like the seeds of love that we get to offer to any children or any young people coming up in our lives, that we have the gift of co-parenting or co-stewarding. Yeah.
There are so many ways to nourish.
So I think we'll sing it just a few times through, and Patricia, whenever you want, maybe we'll sing it once fully together, and then the second time you'll come in on the round. And that sound good?
Okay. And do you know what? Because we have this amazing tech ability here, if we sing it a bunch of times as a 2-part round, I can add in the third and the fourth part.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go all the way to 7, but I can at least add some more parts in as we go. And you who are listening can add in parts wherever it is that you feel like you slot in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Inviting a deep breath in and out. And in and out. And maybe just starting to call to mind if there are any faces of young ones in our lives. And then imagining if these young ones grow up and have children, what those faces might look like, what their voices might sound like. And then a generation beyond, like getting curious, like what world will they live in?
Yeah.
What things will be the same? What things will be wildly different? And knowing that we are living in a time of increasing chaos, instability, meta-crisis, knowing that it is likely that the instability that we are experiencing now is only going to increase. Like, it's so impossible to imagine what conditions, 4 generations out might be in, but we know what they will need to navigate that time, right? Like, that doesn't change.
Right.
Love, courage, patience. Fill in whatever it is that you know to be important for navigating this wild world. And so as we sing this song, just sending that energy forward. 1, 2, 3. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, may your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, may your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams. Glimmer in my eyes, seed that I carry, many blessings for the day that you come Say that I carry many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye. Say that I carry. May your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams. Glimmer in my eyes. Say that I carry many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye. See that I carry. May your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams.
I so loved singing that with you. I know it's weird. You didn't get to hear both of us. You had to just kind of hold rock steady and not look at my mouth because there would be time lag and everything. So I acknowledge that this was probably a challenge for you, but I have to say it was a joy for me. So thank you.
I'm glad. You're very welcome.
I love that it connects generations back, generations forward. I mean, I know this is not the song that actively did generations back in your ritual, and that you have another song. So I feel like if that's somewhere, might want to share that in a show link.
Absolutely, yeah.
We will link them. That would be beautiful. We have a 7-week-old baby. He turned 7 weeks old today, grandson. And his name is Miles. And just yesterday, I had to go to have my hands checked for arthritis. And the nurse who took me in was named Miles. I know lots of people are named Miles. But it was the chance to see what my Miles might look like in his 20s, late 20s. And thinking to myself, oh, right. You know, this baby stage transmutes, transforms. I got that sense of where we might be in 20 years, where we might be in 30, 40 years. And I love that this song carries that, that widening of perspective. And I'm curious what your earliest memory of singing is, if you could go back.
Yeah. Wow, I just got a whole bunch of different memories coming to me. My earliest memory is really of like my dad singing. He sang everywhere, in the grocery store, walking down the street. There would be specific songs that he'd sing in specific situations. Like anytime he'd be walking down the street at night, he'd be singing Moon Shadow by Cat Stevens. I'm being followed by a moon, you know, and
yeah.
Anytime you complained about being cold or something, he'd be, "You're as cold as ice." He just had these songs that he'd pull out, you know, in all these different situations. And, you know, when I was younger, it was much to me and my sister's embarrassment, because this would be in front of our friends, you know, and in public, you know, random situations. But it certainly instilled in me this sense that, like, song is not for stages. Song is, like, meant to enrich life. Yeah, there's just, like, memories of singing in the car, you know. We had all these albums that would just be on repeat. Billy Joel, I feel like is so much of like where I learned how to harmonize just like by singing along with like Billy Joel in the car, Alicia Keys, Santana, like a whole wide variety that all four of us, we would just be singing. So that's a lot of the early memories there. Yeah.
How did you find yourself becoming a song leader? Did that surprise you, or did that feel kind of inevitable, or?
Yeah, looking back, it makes a lot of sense. The path, I would say, started in high school. My best friend and I started a student-run a cappella group in high school and poured our lives into it. Yeah. So that was my first a cappella musical leadership experience. And I had been, a choir and theater kid for many years. But my first song leading experience was really in political movement space, specifically as a student organizer in the climate and environmental justice movements and fossil fuel divestment movements. I'll give a lot of credit to the Sunrise Movement, youth climate organization that I organized with in my early 20s, who really were part of a wave of different groups that were really invested in bringing song back into the culture of leftist movement politics. And so I definitely received some training and mentorship in that space. And it was very intuitive for me, having been a musician all of my life and having been an activist for many years, to then be okay, yeah, this is a very clear calling to bring this specific gift and to see the ways that song could so potently change, shift, or uplift an energy. And also, there's so many ways that song can be used in movement space. Yeah. There's so many ways.
I think...
And so...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I was just going to say, one of the first songs of yours that I ever heard was I Send My Hope, shared in the Singing Resistance work. And the song of yours that I shared last week, I Am Listening, was also driven by responding to a call. And I also have heard that in movement spaces. I'm wondering if I could read from your Bandcamp notes on I Send My Hope, because Please. I loved what you said. I was so moved by it.
Please.
In these times of political and cultural upheaval, it is easy to move from a sense of urgency and the feeling that I should be doing something, and that my acts of resistance should look a certain way. But there are a multitude of ways to bring the world we want into being, and this is multi-generational work. Again, harking back to this song that we just sang, right? Mm-hmm. So may this song serve as a resource to feel into how you are uniquely called to show up in this moment, knowing that moving from that calling rather than a sense of obligation, will be more sustainable, life-giving, and fruitful. And I'm wondering, what taught you to separate a calling from the drive of a should, or the feeling of change urgency?
As a student activist, there was a time period where I was so disenchanted with academia, and I ended up leaving I took a gap semester off. And right before that, I had this really meaningful interaction with a alumni activist who had come to visit Brandeis University, which is where I was at undergrad. And so this really meaningful exchange where I was just really in the throes of what should I do with my life?
Yeah.
How do I, especially at that time, being just very deeply in the world of climate activism and so much nihilism, so much catastrophizing of, oh my gosh, is anything even worthwhile doing if the world is as we know it is collapsing? And so I just remember asking this mentor figure, what should I do? What's the best way for me to make an impact? And him just saying so strongly, do what makes you come alive.
Howard Thurman.
That's what the world needs.
Yeah.
That would have been probably 5 or 6 years before the writing of that song, I Send My Hope. And when I wrote I Send My Hope, I'd actually taken a couple years distance from political organizing. And it was in that time that I really leaned into community song leading space and found myself in the community singing movement, which I didn't really know existed outside of political organizing. And so I wrote that song, I Send My Hope, in my first moving back into political space. I was traveling down to participate in a weekend of action to stop Cop City in Atlanta. And it was bringing up a bunch of feelings for me because I had left movement space out of, there was so much burnout. There was there's a lot of infighting. There's a lot of, there can be like a real culture of urgency and a real culture of you have to dedicate and you have to commit and you have to, it's really easy to like play into this narrative of like, I just have to give my all to this.
A fear-driven narrative.
Exactly. And so stepping back in, I was just so clear, like I need to stay really, really grounded. And the best way I can be of service is to know what it is that I am called to give and not overextend myself beyond that. I don't need to worry about other people's perceptions or values of what I am giving or contributing.
Yeah.
If I know that it's from a place of genuine integrity, then that's what I have to offer.
And you are the one who gets to determine that.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. I'm sorry that it had to come out of such a difficult experience, but it seems to me like that's where wisdom often comes from.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that's sort of a design problem in our world. But you said you came into song leading in a space then separate from movement work. Where did you find it?
4 years ago or so, I met this amazing person, Millie Roberts, who invited me to her living room with a group of like 5 people to sing and share songs. And I didn't quite know what I was going to. And I stepped into that space and people were just sharing, teaching simple call and response, oral tradition songs, just singing to sing. And I was like, man, I didn't know this is what I was looking for, but I've been missing this. And so I was drawn immediately. So Millie was just leading small gatherings in her living room at Harvard, where she was a student. And after a couple months, I was like, Millie, I want to do this with you. I feel, a real just excitement and calling. And so it was the beginning of 2023 that we formally co-founded Boston Area Singing Circles. And it's been, an incredible ride to have stewarded what has really blossomed into like a beautiful, beautiful community here in Boston. And mostly just learning by doing as we went along. Yeah.
As you're talking about learning by doing, can I ask you, you can say no, it's always an option, but can I ask you to tell me about a time when you messed up and you were like, oh, okay, I'm going to shift this. We're going to do this differently going forward. Or because to me, when I learn by doing, it involves a lot of messing up for me, or it involves a lot of noticing what happens. So just kind of paying attention. And sometimes when I'm paying attention, I'm like, oh, that thing that I did, asking everybody to share their name and how they felt right at the very beginning before they had even made sound together. That was too early for that. That didn't feel good. It didn't feel right in that room, in that space with those people. Maybe I want to rethink the timing of those invitations
I think when I was starting, I had a sense that we could just drop in, and get serious real quick, get to like the real heart of the emotion room real quick. And what I've mostly learned over and over again is just the importance of play and loosening and giving group an experience of having fun together. Just doing that, it breaks down barriers. It lets people take a little bit of the guard down, take the armor off. And so I would say that's probably the biggest learning is leading in with that in order to be able to access like other emotions and other states that might require a little bit more vulnerability to get to. Yeah.
I know you've been thinking a lot about song leading because you're going to be offering a training to people who want to take it on themselves. Wondering what you think are sort of the bare minimum things for people to bring into a song leading space as song carriers.
That's a great question. I mean, I have worked with people who have very little musicianship experience. People who have no formal musical training, people who would also like describe themselves as like newer singers. Obviously, there is a level of musicianship that is really useful to have. I'm a theory nerd. I love music theory, and like the more that I know about it, of course I draw on those things in my song leading. But I am a firm believer that you don't need any formal musical training to be a really effective and powerful song leader. I think the bare minimum is a respect and reverence for whatever song that you're bringing.
Yes.
And a ability to understand what song is right or not right for the moment. If you just are like, all right, what the heck, I'm going to try to lead a song, and you've never done it before, and you lead it, and you're like, it maybe doesn't go perfectly, it's like, there's not that much harm done.
Right.
The only way that harm could be done is by really misusing a song or not respecting a song for like the energy that it wants to be carrying. And I have seen that happen, like there's songs that are powerful and sacred that you should not be bringing out in certain situations if a group can't hold it or if a group isn't ready for it. And there are songs from cultural traditions that if you do not know that tradition and you don't know how to honor that tradition, you should not be sharing. So that's really just the basics, is you have a respect and a reverence, and also like I feel like the most important thing time and time again that I've seen is if you love the song and you know the power of the song in yourself and in your body and you're excited to share that with people, that's the most important thing. Yeah,
I've seen the same thing. We share a dear friend, thinking of musical skill and musicianship, David Ruffin, who has also been on this podcast, episode 185, in April of 2025. On July 2nd this year, he was in a river accident that resulted in a complete fracture of his spine at the C5 vertebrae. So he is partially paralyzed now, has a changed body. My newsletter audience has already seen more information about this, and I'll share in the show notes for this episode a place where you can learn more about David and maybe support him and Johanna, his beloved, as they are moving through this. And I'd like to just take a breath together for a moment, if we could, thinking of David, thinking of all those who face body changes that are daunting and unpredictable, just wanting to hold our fluidity and the strength of webbing, of community that can support us. Yeah, and real space for this grief that we share. Yeah.
Thank you.
I understand that David is connected with the origin of I Am Listening, the song on last week's podcast. Can you tell me the story about that?
Yeah. So David, I would consider like a friend, a collaborator, and a mentor. He's someone that I met through Millie, probably in like the first year of our song leading together. We brought David to Boston to lead our community. And this was the first time that he came, and he's come a number of times, so this was the first time that he came to lead. And it's such a joy to bring somebody else to the community that you've been stewarding and see how they work with your people.
Yeah.
And David just lit up that room. I mean, he had people moving, he had people shaking, he just brought this intense, uplifting energy and joy that just blew me away. And I left that circle just so inspired. And I woke up the next morning, I think I was in some sort of meditation or prayer, and that song just came straight through, like no edits. And I immediately voice noted him and Millie. I was like, guys, this song just came through. This feels like a continuation of last night.
Yeah.
And so I was just opened. I was just very opened by that experience. And that's how that song came through. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I can just imagine that. Talk about doing what makes you come alive.
Mm-hmm.
David said about your song leading that you understand, quote, I'm going to quote him, not only the musical craft of song leading, but also the relational field it creates, how trust builds and people find their way in. Can you talk to me about what that experience is like for you as you're song leading?
Yeah, the ultimate goal, or I think vision, calling, it's using song as a tool for connection to ourselves, to each other, to the earth. And we say that in every circle that we lead. Song's the tool. It's not like, if we were just trying to sound good and sound beautiful, this could be a professional choir. That's what you'd be looking for. But in our circles, yeah, it feels really important that there's room and space for relationship building, trust building, and we design our circles in a way where we want to be responsive to just whatever people are coming into the room with and how people want to leave the room, so there's just so many moments, I think, where over the years I can remember we might have had a certain plan coming in, certain songs you want to sing, but then you're halfway through a song and somebody's crying. And it's important to respond in that moment. Or we just got heavy news about something that's happening in the world and just want to name that and bring that in and let people know that, it's okay to feel. We want these songs to be containers for us to have the space to feel things that we don't often get to feel, or we don't often get to be witnessed in our feeling of them. But I think that's always top of mind for me. Yeah, I'll say it's just very, very beautiful to witness over the years of doing this, the relationships and friendships that get built over time throughout. I can think of many moments me or a number of people that I'm close to in the community have gone through a really challenging moment, and it's not even just that the people are there, the people in the web of community exists to hold the person in that moment, but the web of community exists and we know how to sing together, and we can, completely outside of the circle, support someone in the ways that song and only song can. It feels like what we are doing in our circles is an experiment in culture building that we want it to move into the fabric of daily life. We don't want it to be just contained to these spaces. We want this to be a tool that is known, that can be called upon, because that's been the case for so many many human cultures for so long. This is part of our human inheritance that has been lost and forgotten. But song is powerful, song is healing, song is liberating, and especially when it's held with reverence in that way.
Yeah. So how many songs do you think, when you started song carrying in 23, thereabouts, how many songs did you have available to you approximately? Were you working with 6 songs or 30 songs or 462 songs?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I kind of because of my pathway, I came in with a lot of movement songs. Solid as a rock, solid, like stuff. I would say I had somewhere between 6 and 30. I don't know exactly. But, I would say in the early days, we repeated a lot of songs, and there's nothing wrong with that, But we had a number of songs that just were simple and really worked with us and worked with the people that we were gathering, that we just, would sing a lot.
Yeah.
And then, over time, the repertoire grows and grows.
Yeah. I want to ask you a hard question.
Sure.
Because it's something that I think so many song leaders I've met are struggling with around this idea of community, because we see how singing builds community. We know that this is an ancient pre-capitalism technology. Yet if we want to spend a lot of time fostering communities of song and helping people remember their singing and find these songs that are current and speak to our situations, that all takes time.
Sure does.
And we live in a place where we need to pay for food and lodging and spaces. So, but it can feel a little weird, right? To be like, this is this ancient, wonderful technology that all humans know, and you need to pay me to participate in this circle with me, right? Mm-hmm. So tell me how you think about that and how you go about honoring that complexity of the work that you're doing and the income that you need in a capitalist society to care for yourself and help change the system and all that. Tell me how you approach that.
Great question. Yeah, when I first started, I was very hesitant about the idea of making money, making an income off of this line of work. And when I started, I had a 9-to-5 corporate job, and I didn't need any more income, to sustain myself. And then over the years, as we got more and more invested, there hit this point of like, I want to do more and I don't have the time. Yeah. And I was getting close to a place of overextending myself. And I would say there was times where I was overextending myself. While that was happening, we were getting really, really great support from our community and we were growing. And it's like, okay, well, if we want this community to grow, I need to work less of my 9-to-5 job. If I'm going to be able to do that, I need to make some more money. And so I need this I need this work to bring in some income. Like, that's just simple math. And we have like an annual community meeting, and this is often something that is talked about like over the years. We would talk about, okay, like, guys, we're thinking of raising our prices because that will help sustain us. And the support that we got was really, we want you all to keep doing this, and if this helps you keep doing it, great. And what we've always done is, in all of our offerings, had like a sliding scale. I would say the line that I like the most is, I would rather you be here and not pay than not be here at all. Especially, I mean, there are some things that we do that are limited numbers of people, so there's a little bit more. We have to be diligent about making sure that we break even and make some money. But in our open circles, what difference does it make to me if there's 5 more people that didn't pay? I'm going to have a better time with a larger group of people. It's going to feel more full. So for our open circles, we have a sliding scale, $10 to $30, suggested $20. And it's important to name, like, yeah, that's the price, and that's a reasonable price, especially in Boston. And still, we want you to be here if you are not able to meet that. I don't know any other way to navigate this very complex, racialized economic system that we live in, but to be transparent and to not undervalue the thing that we are giving, but to also provide options in order to keep it accessible.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you support yourself, your own kind of flourishing and tending that are maybe non-singing ways? I'm assuming that you bring in some other things to help care for yourself.
I'm figuring that out. I left my job last year. I quit my 9-to-5 corporate job, and I'm fully self-employed with communal singing work, with vocal coaching, with grief tending. And I'm figuring out how to do that, like less than 1 year in.
Yeah.
But I would say come out of a lot of this project of Boston Singing Circles and other communities that I'm in is like a rich community and network is equally as important and equally valuable as financial abundance. And there's many, many ways I've been able to call on community to support me through this transition.
There are so many kinds of wealth. One of the reasons I do this is because I find that talking with people who are listening so intently to their lives through song and often through many other ways as well is one of the ways of gathering wisdom for me. It's like the mentors that I'm hungry for. I'm curious, you mentioned a mentor while you were at school. Have there been other mentors in your life that have helped?
Oh, so many. So many. Yeah. Yeah, I feel very, very blessed with some very wise mentors. I'll name two in particular, and they're the two that I also speak about on my website. One is Elizabeth Hendrick, who I met actually through her starting to come to singing circles. She is an amazing, so many things, somatic practitioner, biodanza facilitator, Reiki worker, facilitator of healing, liberation at the intersection of justice movement work, at the intersection of spirituality. There's so much I could say about Elena. But she's been a huge mentor for me, particularly in my understanding of somatics and bringing more understanding of the body and working with the body and embodiment into, the work that I do in singing circle space, but also in grief work, and one-on-one accompaniment work. And she's also one of the people that I just spend the most time with in my day-to-day, and it's a real joy. Yeah. And then the other I'll name is Akumbwa Sauti, who I first met probably about 7 years ago. He was leading a workshop called Dismantling Patriarchy in Boston. And probably around 2019, I was really getting involved in, we'll say, the men's work world. So spaces where men were engaging, discussing, processing our patriarchal conditioning and how to unlearn it, how to support each other in unlearning it. And so Kumbo was a huge figure for me in that work. He's initiated Dagra Elder. He was initiated by Malidoma Some, and I would imagine some people on this podcast who are familiar with Malidoma or Sabonfu Some as people who brought a tradition of grief ritual here from Burkina Faso to the West. And so he's been a spiritual mentor as well, and we, along with some other collaborators, we have been co-leading men's grief rituals for the past couple of years too. And both of these people I've seen in the last 24 hours. And
oh, how lovely. Yeah.
What a joy.
Yeah. You named for me some of what you really appreciated about what you saw David bring into the group as he was leading. Can you tell me something else? Something that you've learned from watching somebody else lead?
Oh my gosh.
I'm thinking of the different ways that people mentor us.
Anytime I am in a space with anyone from Gaia Music Collective from New York, I learn so much from watching people like Matt and Simi, Tracy, many other people weaving together song and improv and movement and embodiment. I would say, I think what's especially powerful about watching those folks is, especially in a collective, they all carry such different energies and distinct energies, and what's important is that they're just really fully owning their own energy and style. It's such a gift to see that and be like, okay, my responsibility isn't to copy anybody else, it's just to really get to know what it is that I bring and really be in it. Yeah.
So, can you think of something that surprised you about yourself recently?
I can, yeah. You know, I've gotten some comments from people in our community recently that like, I'm bringing some more fiery energy. And it's true, I am. I have found myself leading with a little more passion, a little more like movement, embodiment, presence. That's like I think a lot of people know me more as like grounded, but I've just been finding myself really in some fire, and it's been fun. It's been exciting and surprising to just feel myself have access to that, feel people's responses to it. And I think it's part of a continual thing I'm working on of like taking myself a little bit less seriously. Like really just, letting myself have fun. When I'm leading.
Is there anything you're excited about right now that you want to share?
So much.
So much.
What we had mentioned before, we are about to launch, maybe by the time this podcast is out, we will have launched information for an upcoming song leading immersive.
Beautiful.
And it's going to be comprised of like 2 virtual sessions, a one-on-one coaching session, and then like a full day workshop in Boston. Mm-hmm. Most of what we offer is for like our local community here in Boston, but we're designing this in a way that people could participate and come out of town and just make a day trip to Boston or stay overnight and join us. I'm really excited. It's kind of like a part 2 to the series that I led in June, which was kind of open to anyone. This one's going to be like kind of like a little bit step up, like you should have a little bit of experience with song leading. It's just such a joy for me to be able, like that past 4-week series was a real joy and pleasure to experience. And so I'm just as excited to continue supporting people in their journeys and helping people gain more skills and confidence and finding their own like unique energy and style that they bring to this beautiful craft.
Are there other moments that you can think of where you were held by the way somebody else was holding you that led you somewhere that surprised you maybe? Or let you drop into a place of vulnerability that's not easy to get to alone.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to Gaia Music Collective. Last summer solstice, they let a 24-hour sing. 24 straight hours, unbroken improv. Boy, was it powerful. And it crystallized and coalesced in like the last 2 hours, like 10 in the morning to noon. You'd like barely slept. You're like kind of delirious. And we're coming to a close. And so much happened in that final closing. I don't even remember what was being sung. I remember everyone sitting in a circle and people being invited to lay down in the middle of the circle. And I went and laid down, and I had arrived to that 24-hour sing directly from the funeral of my grandmother. And I laid down on the ground, and I just wept. I wept and I wept, and somewhere in the middle of that, I felt someone's head come lay down directly on my chest. And I had no idea who it was. And they wept with me. And we were just in that for I don't even know how long. And at the end, we get up, and I literally don't know who this person is. She doesn't know me, but we were just like, wow.
Yeah.
We shared that, and we were so connected through each other's expression and witnessing of pain and loss. And we came out of that experience, and there's, this is an improv circle with a room of talented improvisers. And I'm now sitting on the edge of the circle, and people have their arms around each other, and this line keeps being repeated behind me, and I'm like, what are they saying? What are they saying? And I turn around, and they're just repeating over and over again that we were alive at all. that we were alive at all. That we were alive at all. And I was just like, yes, that we were alive at all. It's a miracle. And my heart just, and the whole room just burst open. We get to be here making beauty.
Yeah.
We get to be here making something wildly beautiful.
Yeah.
Not just our sounds, but in the sharing of our souls. And I just, every time I think back to that moment, I'm like, wow, I can feel that open and that free and that in awe of life. And yeah, maybe you can get there on your own, like maybe, but boy, having that container was just so powerful. And as someone who is mostly leading, mostly the one holding the container, it's such a gift to find a space where you too can be held.
Yeah. A wise woman once told me that those wounds that we carry that come from other people can't be healed in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
And those griefs that we carry are meant to be healed, that our healing work is meant to happen in connection. That sounds just beautiful, Jordan. I'm so glad that you had that experience.
Mm-hmm. It definitely inspired us. I mean, we have since led more and more longer, unbroken singing spaces. We had the second year of doing Boston Big Sing, which is like our big singing weekend of the year. On generally Saturday night, we have an unbroken circle that goes until it stops. I certainly, drew a lot of inspiration from that 24-hour sing of like how to create just a long, emergent, co-created, leaderless space, because there's something very, very powerful about that things can emerge there that can't emerge when there's just like a single song leader.
Yeah. I have not been lucky enough yet to attend one of your circles, but I understand that you pay careful attention to creating lovely, comfortable spaces with pillows, throws, candles. I may have done some spying among my friends. I'm like, tell me something about Jordan as a leader. What do you notice when you go to his spaces? Tell me why that's something that you attend to.
Like, if we can be more comfortable, why not be, you know? Lighting is important. Pretty much every circle, we've got twinkle lights, or we have some colored spotlights that we put up, because overhead lighting, fluorescent lighting, just when you're really trying to drop into a nice, like, sweet sacred song, it's a buzzkill. So yeah, we do take the effort to do a little bit more prep work of lighting, and yeah, we often like to bring blankets and cushions and encourage people to bring their own, because some people are more comfortable sitting on the floor, especially singing for 2 hours and you're singing in a church that's got just plastic fold-up chairs. That your butt hurts by the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who wants that?
Yeah, right. Nice.
Uh-huh.
I have a set of lightning round questions. Does that feel like a good thing?
Sure thing. I'm ready.
Okay, what's an album that was really important to you? I know you have like hundreds. Not to your dad, but to you.
To me, yeah. Okay, like early years, I'm gonna say, oh man, this is so hard. Okay. I am gonna say Amos Lee, by Amos Lee, his eponymous first album. He's a Philly artist. I feel like every one of his songs I sang at a coffee shop open mic somewhere between the ages of 12 and 18. So he was just a huge inspiration. Yeah.
Fabulous. What is your favorite soup?
I love to make a sweet potato, kale, peanut soup. That's probably a go-to. Yeah.
It sounds delicious. What is a sound that you feel strongly about? I'm not saying how you feel about it, but just one that evokes a strong feeling.
A sound that evokes a strong feeling. Huh. Probably my white noise machine that I put on to go to sleep every night.
Is it like a, here I am?
Yeah, and
feeling?
like I'm very sensitive to sound, especially as a sleeper. Anything will wake me up. So like, it just feels like comfort. Like that,
Yeah.
like white noise just feels like, okay, I can relax. I'm not going to be disturbed.
Yeah. Safety. I'm safe now. Yeah. Who is an artist that you wish more people listened to? Or more people knew about?
Okay, this is an interesting one. I'm going to say a lot of people know Esperanza Spalding.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know her album 12 Little Spells.
I love that album. Yes.
You clearly know that album.
Yes.
That album is very avant-garde. It's like, you know, people who know her earlier stuff are like, what's going on here? That album is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. And just listen once all the way through in a space that you can move and dance, and then listen a second time just reading the lyrics, and you'll be like, what? Yeah.
That is great advice. Brilliant. Before we close, where can people find you and follow your projects?
Yes. So the project of Boston Area Singing Circles can be found at bostonareasingingscircles.com. We've got a calendar of all of our events. We have an email newsletter. We have a WhatsApp community. We now have an Instagram. This is new. I'm not a social media person, but we got an Instagram now. My personal work, so I have a private practice of vocal coaching and grief tending, and that can be found at jordanmudd.com. And I have a Bandcamp at jordanmudd with a couple songs, hoping to get some more out. That's where to find all the info. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I really am looking forward to only a year into bringing your full focus to here. That's a huge change, huge time. I'm really interested to see what appears, what comes out of this time.
You
and it
and
doesn't
me
have
both.
to be anything specific.
Yeah.
I'm just, how beautiful to watch you unfold what's next for you.
Thank you.
Huge thank you to you for taking the time to come on A Breath of Song right now, Jordan. And a huge thank you to our listeners. I am so glad you're singing with us. You can visit abreathofsong.com to see show notes with links, lyrics, Patty Piotrowski's glorious artwork. You can sign up to get artwork and music in your mailbox once a week. How beautiful is that? Including a picture of today of Jordan and me getting ready to talk. And you can be one of the generous people who put something in the gratitude jar to help cover costs. Before Patty or I is paid anything, 25% is donated to the Jazz Foundation of America, which directly supports jazz, blues, and roots musicians in need. The skill and the artistry of these musicians has directly shaped most of the music I share on this podcast, given that it comes out of Western musicians generally. Yet historically they have been inadequately recognized and unfairly recompensed. So this is a small gesture toward repair. Let's sing Glimmer in My Eye again. Help it sink in more deeply.
1, 2, 3. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry, may your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams. Glimmer in my eye, see that I carry many blessings blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry. May your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams. Glimmer in my eyes, seed that I carry. Many blessings for the day that you come to be. Glimmer in my eye, seed that I carry. May your life be far beyond my own wildest dreams.
Beyond my own wildest dreams. Jordan, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, listeners and singers, for joining Jordan and me for a breath of song. I'm grateful that you are taking care of yourself and listening to your voice. I believe making a better world starts with tuning into ourselves and each other, which is what we just did, so yay us. If you're liking this podcast, please share with a friend, and next time we'll plant another song. Until then, be well.